Hey y'all, thanks so much for fucking coming and celebrating this beautiful, beautiful fucking night. Thanks to all the bands and Mo and the crew, obviously, because they fucking rule. So this shit is not our own. We are on stolen, unceded fucking land from the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. So fucking tread light and be fucking respectful. All right? Yeah, motherfuckers!
So where are we tonight, you guys?
We are at the Rickshaw Theatre in Vancouver, Canada.
The Rickshaw!
Woo! Vancouver.
Rickshaw Theatre!
We're at the Rickshaw, Vancouver, BC.
The Rickshaw!
How long have you guys been coming to the Rickshaw?
I've been coming here since I was like 19, so, at least 12, 13 years. So, it's been a great place, seen a lot of good shows here, and a lot of good times.
And I've been coming here since the beginning, maybe about 15 years. And the best heavy metal bands play in this theater in the world.
Since I moved back to Vancouver like 10 years. Yeah, a long time, yeah.
I saw Decapitated here in like 2009. It was 2009, so it was within the first year or so.
Oh yeah, I've been coming here and playing here. I think the first time I came here was I played here years ago. An old band of mine, we opened up for this lovely band from Wales called The Joy Formidable, and I think that was in 2010.
I've been coming here for 10 years now, and this is a great venue. I mean, except for the cement floor, when you bounce your head off, it's not that great, but...
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm bartending at the Rickshaw, my 13th year here.
I've been here 10 years this summer.
About 14 years legally.
This is an amazing venue. Mo's great. The staff is great. Had a few incidents here, but, shit happens.
It was one of the first venues I ever came to after I moved here. I saw Devin Townsend here, and it was awesome.
Since it's opened.
Yeah. We played one of the first shows, and I think we've played 20 now.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I think at one point Mo said I think we hold the record for band that's played here the most.
No kidding.
Yeah, so I don't know if we still have that or not, but
yeah. I think we do.
Happy anniversary, Rickshaw!
Happy anniversary, Rickshaw!
We're gonna kick off the celebrations. First weekend, first band. Thanks, Mo.
It has begun, the 15th anniversary of the Rickshaw Theatre. How honored we are to start this. Go. You're fucking die. This time
I dig in my heels.
So I promise to fuck. I was outside. I'll wake up after see the skies, and I forget that they're dragging on. Ready? All this is saying that you get it, and all you gotta do is fucking admit it. But that is all of the time. Wound up like a tight spring, all that you are. You're driving yourself crazy. No, you're fucking not. Time a kind of different solution. Not more fun. I'll play nice. If you play the part, nice the part. I'm thinking like
Digging my heels.
As I vanish the sky. Nothing steady, but I'll be waiting when you're ready. I know that the shit got heavy, but I'll be waiting when you're ready. I know that you're nothing steady, I'll be waiting when you're ready. I know that the shit got heavy, but I'll be waiting just a minute. I'm the timid and felt kind of okay, passable, decent, average.
Like, what's your impression of the Rickshaw the first time you came here?
It's like kind of dirty, but we all like it that way.
Honestly, it was like no other venue I'd ever been to before. The size of the interior, that theater feel, but still having all that energy coming off the stage is incredible being here for the first time.
It's friendly, it's intense, it's all like super pro.
2009, 2010, yeah, and my one of my old bands played a few shows here, and it was just like, for us, we were basically a touring high school metal band, and when we got like a message on MySpace saying, "Hey, do you guys want to play a show at the Rickshaw?" And it's like, that's like, it sort of felt like the big leagues for the first time.
First time, but before Mo had it, it was actually like somebody else running it. But yeah, it was real dingy, and my friend was working on renovating it, and then then I didn't see it until Mo took over, and we started playing here lots, and it was just like complete 100% U-turn. It became the spot.
We love the Rickshaw. We love Mo. We love Wrong. We love Black Wizard, and we love Bison, and we love all of you for coming here tonight to kick off the celebration. All you fat cakes sitting on your couches, you were up and chasing, throwing sucker punches. All you real estate agents, and you red cash for your green spaces. They call this reality. We call that catastrophe. Fucking blasphemy. They tore down Fort Park. 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 They tore it down to nothing.
Well, it's perfect because I was gonna say it's the quintessential Vancouver experience right now. Like, this is where I come when I want to experience Vancouver again. I've moved out to the suburbs, and it's quiet and boring, but down here it's noisy, chaotic. I love it.
And we had like the Cobalt, which is, incredible Vancouver icon. But the stage here, the room is so massive. And just to see it become such an iconic place for all these amazing bands. We played with Exodus, I think, the first time we played here. It was awesome. And yeah, it's just like just meeting those guys, and everybody here was super welcoming. It was just amazing.
This is one of the great venues. It sucks I'm stuck up sitting down now, but otherwise I got a great view, great sound. It's an amazing place.
Great room, great sound, great people, great staff. It's
Always, yeah, so organized and professional, just sort of how shows are pieced together. There's just, and again, that's also not always the case. There's always stage management. Things are like timed well. It's a very professional experience, but it's also always a party.
How would you describe the venue in general to someone who's like never been here before?
We're in a dirty spot, and we're not that at all.
Just like really great space, like really awesome sound, big, wide open, perfect venue for a whole bunch of different bands that don't really have a space elsewhere in the city.
Our band also started as a Dookie by Green Day tribute band. It was our first show. And our first show was here.
What was the impression, the venue and playing here? What was the first impression you guys got from the Rickshaw when you first got here?
This is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who let us in here?
Yeah.
So you stood around the room, just like you tangled your friend, just like you rinse and sip your cup. See how long you can keep that up. What you standing on the beach, what you question, what you preach. It's like you shrug and sell your soul. Off of different now since we got old.
me please. I guess you show me what you're gonna So you're back with the old boys now. You think you've made your mother proud? Cause once again the song repeats. Be the company that you keep. But your conscience starts to slide. Try to take it all in stride. You took my trust, I'll take my pride. Gotta live with this the rest of your life. Thanks, everybody!
It's been a real constant. Like I said, it's one of the last places that I really enjoy coming to. So many places have closed down, well, with the pandemic, and just it's expensive to rent music venues out here. And so it's harder and harder to find good music. But the Rickshaws always deliver that, and they're one of the last venues I always come to.
Well, just that the stage is so high. They have a proper lighting rig and like PA, and it was just seemed like a real venue as opposed to some pub or basement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, big stage, high quality sound. That's just not what you always get for local shows. So
Have a couple cheap beers and good times. Yeah, I just tend to think that like everybody that comes here is coming to see their favorite band, so they're having a good time, you know what I mean? And yeah, so it's always been good.
But it's gonna hurt, you're gonna do it again. Oh, so this is the way you're gonna treat your best friend. Oh, there's too much to lose, no time to choose a new patience out the next rise. We're gonna pay our price. We're never gonna get saved. We're gonna do fine now. Illusion of confusion with a good crap down. Dr. God, it's time! Hooray!
would you guys describe the venue to somebody who's like never been here before?
I don't know, probably like the actual like most authentic like place to see a rock and roll metal show, like any show really, right? Like like some people, like obviously people are gonna first comment on like the surrounding area and stuff, but it's it's not as rough as it looks, I guess, when you're coming to see a show here. And but yeah, like the actual just vibe overall here is insane, and it beats any other kind of bar or venue in town, I think, for that like atmosphere 100%, right?
All sorts of different scenes. They call this place home. Whether you're in the psych rock scene or the metal scene or the punk scene. If you're in a local band, you've either seen one of your favorite bands play here or you've been lucky enough to play here yourself. Like, we're that venue where we're hosting both touring headliners and the locals, and sometimes on the same bill, which is awesome.
Yeah. The first time I was here, I remember I actually saw it. I was on the bus the first time I saw it, and I was like, that place looks really sick, but I'd be like a little nervous because I was like 18 or something the first time I saw it. I was like, I think I'd be nervous in this area, but like it's so, the people around here are mostly very harmless, and the metal community especially is so like welcoming and protective of their own people, especially like younger people who are, trying to get out to shows, that like I felt so welcome as soon as I was here. It was just awesome. Yeah, it's such a great place.
Yeah, just a perfect blend of like the dive bar rock and roll place you want to be, but in a giant venue with an amazing sound system and a great crew and security and whatever else you need, right? So yeah, it's just like a huge stage for us kids.
Rickshaw, how the fuck is everyone doing?
What's it like playing here as a band?
So sick. Yeah.
So sick. It's the best.
Yeah, for this band, we've had pretty much all of our record releases here, our tour kickoffs, like US, Europe tour, we've pretty much done them all here. It's just like a weird second home.
Bowie Ball. Bowie Ball is always a good time, and it is always packed, and it's nuts. And
It's so good. And when you're up like that, and you like, it's just like a sea of people. The energy's great. They've got those fun screens where your logo. We've got extra animations this time because I'm friends with the sound guy.
2009, 2010. Yeah, and my one of my old bands played a few shows here, and it was just like, for us, we were basically a touring high school metal band, and when we got like a message on MySpace saying, "Hey, do you guys want to play a show at the Rickshaw?" And it's like, that's like, it sort of felt like the big leagues for the first time.
And again, because it's such a big venue and it's always like a good, loud, amazing monitor mix, so it's kind of almost just like you're playing a big festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice place, good atmosphere, definitely good sound. I think these walls are mainly concrete and steel, so the sound filters really quite well through those amplifiers.
And usually, like, it's tough for like a smaller band to play like the Pearl or the Vogue Theatre or the Commodore or something like that.
Even the Fox.
Yeah. So it's accessible, but it's also, one of the best venues in town.
I love Bison. I'm a big Bison fan. So I'm a big local fan too, like Bison, Ancients, Unleash the Archers.
Yeah, it feels like almost the same as like in the rehearsal room or something like that coming here. Like it's that comfortable on the stage. So anytime we get to play here, it's a pleasure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crowd's always pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Just feel like playing to like 500 of your best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a place to come if you're into heavy music. Definitely.
particular shows that you've seen that kind of come to mind that hold a place in your hearts and heads?
Definitely that Melvin's gig for me, for sure. I can't even remember when it was. Probably like 2014 or something. Really, it was one of the first times I saw them, so it was super sick.
Actually, I think one of my favorites was I think it was Halloween here one year, and it was Black Mountain. Black Mountain, I think, was headlining, and I think Bison was playing as well, and all the bands were in costume. And Bison was before he was in the band, and Bison was like in full Insane Clown Posse costume.
Juggalos.
They were Juggalos, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
And then Black Mountain was like all dressed. McBean was like Jesus, I think. It was. I just remember that being one of those moments. I was like 20 or something too, so it was like a real big, holy shit.
They're gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
Juggalos,
Yeah, I think that might be one of the best ones.
I remember my first show here. I saw Crowbar here. I've seen, I've seen Black Wizard here a few times too, which we're seeing tonight.
Cancer Bats, they were great.
I came here as a patron. My first show was the Sonics.
The Sonics.
Yeah.
I think my very first show here was like a electronic marching band.
Honestly, there's been so many. There's been a few that have stood out just because of the people that have been around. Piss Planet, I've seen the Evaporators here.
One of the great things about medium-sized clubs is you see bands on the come-up. So we got to see Idols, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Viagra Boys. That was a couple years ago. Now they're doing amphitheaters or whatever.
The Hives.
Oh, did the Hives play here?
Yeah.
Holy shit, no way.
Epic.
Oh yeah, Soulfly, Soilwork, Cataclysm, Decapitated. That was last month. Oh God, the list goes on. Septic Flesh. They're from Athens, Greece, so they came a long way to see us.
Fishbone, Propaganda, Origin came through. They just blew my mind. I hadn't heard them before, and they came through, and I was just like, whoa, this is like the fastest band I've ever seen in my life.
Being able to see the Black Wizard back again for the first time in a long time, I'm really excited about that.
The WrestleCore is always super fun. They local wrestling, and they just set up a wrestling ring in the dance floor and just cause havoc, usually break a bunch of chairs and stuff.
I was just here the other night to see Dust to All. They were super amazing. I've seen Bolt Thrower here, like the last Bolt Thrower show before the drummer got killed, which was unbelievable. Like, yeah, everybody in Vancouver was at that show. It's unbelievable.
And then there's the local guys like Dead Soft and Black Wizard and all those like great local bands, who call this place home sort of thing.
We had Modern English come. Personally, that was like just such a great night because me and my wife, our very first dance was to a Modern English song. My wife came and they like dedicated the song to us, and I was just like, what a special show for me.
I've seen 3 Inches of Blood here.
I've seen so many bands here. Modified Ghost, they put on the festival. They got some amazing bands. And everybody seems to step up really good when they come here. Gretchen, the last 2 nights were just amazing.
Fistful of Daisies. The Black Dahlia Murder. DOA.
Like a bunch of hardcore bands have played here, like Drain and a bunch of stuff like that. It's been really amazing.
I've seen Elder here, H.U.G.E here a few times, and just very memorable shows, moments that I'll remember for forever, really. Great times.
Even when I went tonight, I feel you every time.
Thank you guys so much. We got one more long left for you guys. Once again, thank you to the fucking Rickshaw for always putting on a non-stop good fucking party, man. Making us feel like it's our second home. So, thank you.
Yeah, funnily enough, I guess tonight it being like the anniversary of like the Stanley Cup riots. I remember I was here that night and I was watching the Black Lips, and I had left the show and then was heading back to New Westminster where I lived at the time, and like was completely unaware that there was even like a riot happening. And like as I'm leaving the city, like starting to pick up on like sour vibes from people and like see it like smoking in the background.
I was at the Rickshaw.
That was So I was at the Rickshaw though.
Yeah.
No, there's everything from DJs to Grateful Dead bands to like hardcore, black metal, and it can be totally different throughout the week, and it's just always something new.
A staple, an absolute staple. Nothing less, you know. I don't know what the music scene around here would be like without the Rickshaw, and with venues closing all the time. I think it's one of the most important ones left, for sure.
It's been a real constant. Like I said, it's one of the last places that I really enjoy coming to. So many places have closed down, with the pandemic, and just it's expensive to rent music venues out here. And so it's harder and harder to find good music. But the Rickshaw's always delivered that, and they're one of the last venues I always come to.
It's really important because we really don't have any venues. I've been going to shows since '82. We've lost a lot of bars. We lost Richards, we lost Starfish Room, we lost Town Pump, we lost Studebakers. The Imperial had that big fire out there, and so they haven't done nothing since. We had the Clifton, we had the Wellington, and all of a sudden, boom, they were gone. So it's a big important to have these venues.
Yeah, 100%. You know, you go a year and you're not sure how many venues are going to be left. You know, statistically, another venue is probably going to close by the end of the year, and like that sucks. And there's so few places that those medium to big size bands that come through town can play. Like we're looking at here and like the Wise Hall and the Commodore maybe.
It's really awesome because it's not only is it a great spot for like international bands or whatever to tour through, like it's a great spot for like bands to get a decent like opening spot for a band. So you can actually get some exposure, right? And I feel like people actually do come for the opening acts here too. Definitely. So it's great to see so many like fucking ripping local bands too on it.
It's the place to go to see a big metal show. The stage and the room feel so big. It feels almost like you're in like a big arena show. The room itself is so tall, which is nice. You get both floors, and it's like if you want to see a big band, you got to go. It's just such a great place to be.
Fucking give it up for the Rickshaw, 15 fucking years. That's incredible. Thank you to Mo and everyone here, man, seriously, and all you.
Some of the first notable shows you worked here.
Oh, I remember some just insanely sold out big shows like Electric Wizard, The Sword, that was a big one, Mayhem, Zimmer's Hole. They had all sorts of craziness at their show. I remember that one pretty distinctly. Yeah. So when I started, it was a lot of metal and punk, heavy metal, punk rock. That was the bread and butter of this place. And while we still do a lot of metal and punk, we now also do all sorts of indie rock and synthwave and EDM and country and blues and world music, everything. We even try our hand at drag shows and dance shows and everything, right? And that's a great thing because you get sick of just one genre all the time, you know.
My old band opened for Archspire here, and Exodus at a different show.
I know Billy Joe Armstrong, he had this little secret kind of side project and he was touring around and I got to see him play here. So it's just like small, it's big, but it's small.
So Rob, as I understand it, you actually do some poster design here as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, I used to back, when I started with my internship, and in the first few years, I liked to do some of the poster design. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, so this one it's based off Mudhoney's Super Fuzz Big Muff album, and I colorized it and redid the font. And I remember they posted it on their socials, and it blew up and got like tons of engagement. It's such an awesome picture to begin with, but I think it's my favorite poster I've ever made, and the band signed a copy of it for me, and I was a big fan, so that was awesome. And this show, Laibach, on this tour, Laibach is one of those bands that, they like to play with controversy and stuff. So on this tour, they did the Rickshaw Theatre, and they also played in North Korea. And they were one of the first bands to ever, like rock bands, to do a tour that played North Korea. And if you see the footage from that concert, it's surreal. It's like, all these like dictator dignitaries sitting there watching this weird European art rock thing. It's surreal. It's bizarre. This show was absolutely hilarious. Everything is terrible. These guys are VHS comedy video archivists. So they find old VHSs in like thrift shops and like remix them. And it's just one of the funniest touring shows you could ever see. And they have over 10,000 copies of Jerry Maguire. They have they have like the world record for the amount of VHS copies of Jerry Maguire they have. And they're building a pyramid of them in the desert or something. So check out Everything is Terrible. This was the first poster I ever made for here when I was still an intern for Lions in the Street. They're a local band. And it's just very odd looking. Like, it's like a really terrible poster design when I look at it. But I was an intern. I didn't know what I was doing. And this one was the first poster I ever hand drew, like for a Rickshaw show. It's just like I just grabbed a pen and drew this weird nerd and Hercules. I don't even know what I was going for. But it was Kirby, the drummer from War Baby, and Moe's birthday show. So I put a little cake on there for those two dudes. Oh, yeah. So Pizza Underground and Harmar Super. I made this poster. The Pizza Underground was Macaulay Culkin's Velvet Underground cover band, except they played pizza boxes instead of drums, and they changed all the lyrics to be about pizza. We had to buy enough pizza for the entire audience. When the delivery guy arrived, someone ran up down the street and grabbed a bunch of the boxes and ran down the street. And Mo, the venue owner, and a bunch of our security guards had to like run down the street after them to get the pizzas back. But Macaulay Culkin was a nice dude, and it was a very weird night, but it was, good times.
That's amazing.
Goodbye. Thanks.
in the crowd, talk in the blood, firework presents Revolution. Rounders, red, go with the light. Yes,
Talk about Mo a little bit. Like, how's Mo as like a club owner and wants to all good stuff, like as a person?
Mo's rad. He's a great guy. He's always like, yeah, he's attentive. He runs the bar well. Great guy, man. He like fucking figures super fair, and he like really likes to have the venue a certain way, and he's like ran it this way this whole entire time. So he's never deviated from that. So.
Yeah, I've known Mo. I actually introduced myself when I first came here. I introduced myself to all the promoters when I came in because I want to know who's bringing us the good music.
Not personally, but I know a lot of friends that speak very highly of him and doing great things for the community. And it's not easy running and owning a venue, especially during COVID and stuff. But it's really happy to see that he's still going.
He's a genuine music fan and just is a real nice person to actually just deal with, right? Like it doesn't feel like it's business. You know what I mean? It's out of everyone's passion here, and I think that's what keeps this place thriving and so many bands wanting to come back and play and feel honored to even play here, right?
Yeah, just sweetheart.
Sweet guy, chill guy, helpful guy. Just love him. Love you, Mo.
Love you, Mo.
Love Mo. Always takes care of the boys. Always. Like anything you need. The beer's always there. It's anything you need.
He has his hands in everything. Whenever there's a show, it doesn't matter how big it is. Like he's copied in on all of the emails and he's answering things immediately. So yeah, he's very hands-on, which also again always isn't the case for these kinds of things. When you're at the top, you can hire people to answer emails. He doesn't do that. Mo answers emails and he answers them in a timely manner.
And he's polite.
He's so chill. I don't know how he does it. He's very relaxed.
Would you introduce yourself and let everyone know what your role is here?
My name is Mo Tar Mohammed, and I'm the owner-operator of the Rickshaw Theatre. I took over an existing business that was already here from June of 2009. So the venue itself's been here for 15 years, and I've been running it for 13 out of 15 years. Well, yeah, so when I took over the Rickshaw, I had really no experience in this industry, and it's completely naive about how to run the place. Being where we are in the downtown east side, it's a challenging area, to say euphemistically. So the first couple of years were a little challenging for me in that I had to work extremely hard trying to get people to come to shows in this area. And, there have been bands and agents that were reluctant to book their acts here. So I have to admit, especially the first year, I sort of questioned my sanity as to why I was doing what I was doing. But I just had to persevere. I guess failure was not really an option for me, and I had to kind of plow through those early years. And then people began to realize what this venue really meant to everyone. One of the first notable shows, actually the first show that I did here was having the Human League, and sort of the great new wave icons of the 80s. September of 2011, so within a couple of months of me being here. And in that time, we've had Ghostface Killer here, we had Cannibal Corpse here, we've had Tane here. I really enjoy having Bison here, really enjoy Black Wizard, Pack 80 actors. They've been here from almost day one. Yeah, and we've had, the icons of Canadian rock, like Bif Naked, has been here a few times. Skinny Puppy actually played a concert here as well. We've had Bob Mull here, mid-year of Ultravox, has come quite a few times actually. Buzzcocks, great punk band from the 70s that played here. Typhoon from Portland insists that they just want to play the Rickshaw. Yeah, what more can you ask for is if bands specifically tell their agents that they want to play this venue. Then I have to say thanks to the punk and metal community that embraced this venue right from the get-go, and that just really proved to be a catalyst for other acts to start coming in here. It is to try and create that experience of you've escaped whatever possible mundane world that you've come from for spending 3-4 hours with us and just transporting yourself to another place and having a shared experience with a whole bunch of people who are enjoying the same thing you are at the same time, along with the bands.
It's a good crowd. When people fall in the pit, they usually get picked up, make sure nobody gets stomped in the head or nothing. It's like a random football game out there sometimes, right? So.
death. Gotta forget, there's a light. I live, shallow breath. Not a god with the bloody lungs. I look, looking less. Left a zero, second best. I live, lostless. Rip it out, rip it out. I live, lostless. Gotta realize it's your red. I live, fuck off. Like a flame, it's a burning chain. I look, it's alright. Going down, going down. I look, what's the pain? Going on, and I will. You're my little death. You're my little death. You're my little death. My little death. Shallow and breathless. Shallow and breathless. Shallow and breathless. Shallow and breathless. My little death. My little death. My little death. You're my little death.
How would you describe the atmosphere or vibe of the Rickshaw? Like, what really makes the Rickshaw unique compared to other music venues?
It's very friendly. You know, the thing that I hear most of the time and what I read on reviews is how friendly our staff is. The people that work here are live music fans. And they present themselves as people who want everyone to have a good time. So there's no us and them kind of attitude, which you may find in maybe in some civic theaters or some, you know, swanky venues, right? It's very much a communal thing, and I kind of try to treat it as a giant rec room, essentially.
One thing that makes the Rickshaw unique is that it's not this big corporately owned venue. It's independently owned by Mo, and you can kind of feel that with how, you know, community oriented we are and how homey we try and make it for the different music scenes that call this place home. You know, all the local music communities that, you know, the Rickshaw means something to them.
For 90% of the shows, I've been here since the start to the end of the show. So, you know, maybe I also bring some sort of familial quality to the place, and people will see me, I'll greet people as they come in, and so I think it's just a friendly vibe at the end of the day.
I know like Mo takes a lot of chances with some bands he brings through here, like older bands that I know that he just likes the band and wants to see them, right? So it's pretty fucking cool. It's like you said, it's run by actual music fans and people who are passionate about it and keeping it alive.
And when I took over, I wanted to make sure that we expanded and diversified a little bit more, and not just rely on the one or two genres, because there's only so much you can do there, and I had more days to fill than just what those bands could bring. So yeah, I opened up quite a bit. Had a lot more indie acts in here, all sorts of different genres of bands that still kind of more in the alternative vein. I just don't think pop music suits this venue. We held dance competitions in here. We had belly dancing showcases as well. It was just opening up, just get people to get used to coming to this area, because there is still this huge stigma, and even there was more so 15 years ago, 14 years ago. We try and do what we know best. And so I think other than the metal and punk, we've really diversified into other areas.
At what point did you recognize that the venue was starting to be a place that that people had emotional connection with, that they loved more than just some music venue?
I began to realize that after a conversation I had with Bif Naked, actually. I'd been seeing that she'd been reposting and retweeting our shows, and I'd never met her before. So I kind of reached out to her. I thanked her for helping promote shows here that she had nothing to do with and had never met any of us. Thanked her for being so supportive, and kind of said, well, why don't you play here? And she, not thinking that would even happen. And she hooked me up with our manager. And within 6 months of that initial conversation, or initial DM, we ended up having our first show here. And we curated the acts between ourselves, and so we met a number of times over that period as to what that show should look like. And she kind of gave me the realization of what the venue meant, and what it meant to the music community here. I guess I was had blinkers on. I was in my little world and not really realize what it meant emotionally to performers that play here, especially local performers. And she kind of gave me that impetus to go on, because I was wavering whether this was actually the right thing for me to do or not. And having these conversations with Bif just kind of turned me around. I still hadn't drawn a salary, like it was a third year into this business. So I was bleeding cash, and my line of credit just kept going higher and higher. But I think that was one of the turning points where I go, okay, this really means something. And it kind of pushed me to really make a go of this.
too long. We live too long. We're not alone.
As far as the kind of the future of live music, we're all, I talk to other venues as well, and we're all right now a little concerned that attendances are dropping. When the pandemic was over and people started going back out, it was just like a fire hose of shows and people going to shows and number of sellouts, a really high occupancy. But that in the last 6 months is just kind of diminishing a bit, and we're all wondering, what does that mean for us, right, in the future? And people are not drinking as much, which I suppose is a good thing for their lifestyle. But unfortunately, venues like us depend on bar sales as revenues. Otherwise, we'd have to charge an inordinate amount of room rent just to get, meet our expenses. Maybe these are all just short-term things that we just have to overcome, like we overcame the pandemic. But those are some of the concerns, and are younger people really into going out to live music or not? The jury's out on that. Does that mean ticket prices are going to go up? Our average ticket price is now $25, $30, and when I first started, it was like $15 to $20. So just things are escalating. So it's interesting what that'll mean for independent venues like us. The trend right now is for some major promoters to buy up venues. So we have, the best example is Live Nation owning the Commodore. But then we have MRG who own the Biltmore and Vogue. You have a new player in the market, Moto, that owns the Pearl on Granville Street. So that's what's happening, is promoters are buying up venues because they need revenues from all sources in order to make ends meet. So I don't know what that means for us or the Fox or whoever else. Maybe there'll come a time when we may have to talk to other major promoters and see, just for making sure that we still have a bricks and mortar place for bands to play. I'll hold out as long as I can. I think we've been a successful independently owned venue, but reality may set in, and also there's this big push for housing. The zoning on East Hastings may change. There's this big push for upzoning, where cultural institutions like ours may not be priced as much as housing, for example, and so we may face the problems that are faced everywhere else in the city, where developers buy up large swaths of land and turn them into condos. We've been protected by the zoning currently on East Hastings, but there's no guarantee that zoning might not change. So everything is kind of tenuous. I don't want to leave it on a sour note, but I have to be a realist. As long as we show that we're important to the city of Vancouver, and the amount of publicity that we've gained on our 15-year anniversary shows, We've had a full page spread in the Sun, Georgia Strait, a big mention on CBC Radio. So there's a great amount of love for the Rickshaw, not only the Rickshaw, but also some of the other smaller, medium-sized independent venues. People realize that there's a need for places like this. And if it becomes that we can't protect these places, then I don't know what kind of city we end up with.
It can be a challenge with this neighborhood and with the other logistics of where we're at, but we manage it, and I think this venue will keep on managing it for years to come. And because we've carved out this niche for ourselves in the local music industry, and because we serve a role, I think we have tremendous cultural equity, and I don't see this venue going away anytime soon. I think it's too important to the city. So I think we'll be here just doing what we do for years to come.
It's a great place, and so hopefully 15 more years at least, so that'd be great.
Especially here in the heart of the downtown east side, to have like something that people want to come to is really nice.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone that's ever attended the show here. The only way this thing works is we have a physical place for performers to play, performers plying their trade, but it all breaks down to people don't go see shows. So I encourage people to go see shows at smaller venues like Bullies or Lana Lou's, to the Fox, to us, and not just think that if they go to 2 or 3 shows at Rogers Arena or Queenie or Orpheum, that's it. They've done their, live music consumption for the year. I think it's important that people go and support smaller venues.